chef, I thought I'd ask two of my best buddies to join me here in the kitchen. Everyone, please welcome Nikki Strachan and Kyle Stevens. Eagle Eye fans will recognize Nikki Strachan from The Good Stuff. Makeup artist, hair artist extraordinaire. We've been hanging out all morning.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, it's been a good thing.
And like, it feels like 5 hours.
I mean, it has probably been about 5 hours. But people might not recognize my best buddy, Kyle Stevens. Let's hear it for him. Kyle and I have been friends since high school, so he had to come today. But I'm going to get you guys to sit down because I'm going to make a dish inspired by Kyle.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Don't worry, Kyle knows what it is. It's not a surprise. That would be kind of weird. I always joke that making your friends eat on TV is the meanest thing I do.
Yeah.
Because eating on TV is really hard.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for coming.
Anytime.
Okay,
Yeah.
this would be great. So since I'm making a dish inspired by Kyle, let's start with Nikki. Nikki, do you have any like, what's your fave memory story?
Gosh.
Something about us?
There's so many.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for like 10 years.
Which is bananas.
It's crazy.
We actually met in this building.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you sat in my chair and I was like, we're gonna be besties.
Yeah.
But the one that lays heavy, like most in my mind recently is when you surprised me with Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh, yeah!
And it was very sweet because we were outside and you just like, the news, it was like, oh, my friend, she really needs to borrow some of your clothes because, you know, she's going to the Taylor Swift concert. And I was just like, what friend?
Yeah.
I'm like, what friend wants to borrow my clothes?
Yeah.
And then she's like, and then it's because it's you.
Yeah.
And then we cried.
We cried. It looked like something horrible had happened. We were weeping.
Yeah, we were just sobbing in the distillery. It was amazing. And hugging. And I was like, oh, my God.
It was great. And then I unintentionally spilled all of my popcorn in Nikki's drink.
Yeah.
And I think you now cannot eat popcorn anymore.
Yeah,
I ruined popcorn for the Taylor Swift concert.
Hey, it was so worth it.
It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, oh my gosh, that was such a good one.
That's memory.
Oh my gosh. Nikki and I, because Nikki often does always does my hair. Today you did my makeup. And we work very close together.
Yes, yes.
My favorite is like when we casually just start unintentionally singing the same song.
Yeah.
And quietly right in each other's eyes. I was like, it's very romantic.
And then it's like,
yeah.
yeah, it's very nice.
What an absolute delight. Well, love you. Love you as well, Kyle. We're gonna get into your stories later. I'm feeling too nervous about those, so we're gonna do those soon. But first I wanted to make a recipe inspired by Kyle. Now, Kyle, there was like a 5 or 6 year span in our life where you'd come over for dinner. Well, I mean, you still do, but like this time period. Yeah. And I'd be like, what do you want? And you would always ask for one thing. What was it?
Fish tacos.
Always fish tacos. He loves a fish taco. And I think it's because you thought they were easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just whip them together in front of yourself.
Yeah, it's so easy breezy. They are not difficult, but I did at this point live in like a 1-bedroom apartment with absolutely no vent hood. And deep frying fish, weird. But honestly, it was great. So I'm gonna make those fish tacos in honor of Kyle today. So we're gonna have a good time. Now, yes, we're making fish tacos, but for me, a fish taco always has a really good kind of crunchy veg slaw with it. You know what I mean? Because it's got that little bit of texture, super, super tasty. So I'm gonna get to work on the slaw first. So in this bowl, I've got about 1/4 of a cabbage. I am using Savoy cabbage, which is my personal favorite. It's kind of like the slightly deflated beach ball of the cabbage world. It's like kind of curly, it's a little squishy, whereas like a red cabbage or a green cabbage, really hard like a basketball. You could definitely use those as well, but I'm going with these because I feel like they're gonna be best. So I've got those in a bowl here, and into there for a little bit of color and sweetness, I'm going in with 1/2 of a red bell pepper. I like the color. Honestly, any bell pepper you have, you can use, but this is what I'm feeling today. Then for a little more sweetness, I think this is something that I've always added in, a little bit of pineapple.
Oh.
We're feeling it, right?
I'm down with a pineapple, yes.
So sneaky. Sweet and delicious, a little sour. So I've got about 1/2 cup of diced pineapple here. To be perfectly honest, did I, in my early 20s, just use canned pineapple? Yes. I was like, I'm not buying a pineapple. Just keep a can and you're good to go. All right, that is looking great. Now into there, I'm gonna go in with some green onions. I've got 2 green onions here that I've thinly sliced. Those are going on in. And then to season everything up, the first thing I need, this is strange, but we're gonna go in with a little bit of sugar. The sugar's gonna balance everything. It works really well with that cabbage, just to kind of pull back on the bitterness. I'm gonna scatter that right on top. Season that with a little bit of salt, little bit of pepper as well. And then I'm also gonna go in with some cumin. All right, now we gotta add in that cumin because that's gonna give a really nice kind of smokiness, also a little bit of lemoniness in here too, which is always a delight. Just about half a teaspoon of that is gonna just bring a ton of flavor. I've already seasoned it with salt, with pepper, but I'm gonna add in some oil now. Oil always helps carry flavor. So just about 2 tablespoons of oil. 2 tablespoons is more than you think it is, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially with that spout.
Especially with the spout. You know me, I usually have a squeeze bottle at home, and it's very easy to over-oil things, but we're good to go. Now, for a little bit of vinegariness, obviously, I'm going in with about a tablespoon or 2 of apple cider vinegar, but any sort of like light-colored vinegar will work here. And then just to give the like taco vibe, we're also going in with some lime juice. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a roll on my board, slice that in half, and add in that lime juice. Now, I prefer lemons to limes, I'm not gonna lie. But when I'm making tacos, it is all about the limes. Maybe save a little bit of that lime for a nice cerveza. Always a good thing, totally delish. All right, pop that in. All right. Now, Kyle, I'm gonna give you, unfortunately, I'm gonna give you this spatula to mix this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, but he's gonna do it. Okay. Kyle's on salad duty. Okay.
Salad duty.
Honestly, you're doing
That
great.
is scary.
He just sang a little. Did anybody else hear the little song he just sang?
Salad duty.
Yeah,
Oh
okay,
my
cool.
God, I love a song.
This is a good day.
This is
I was
great.
like, spoiler alert, they're becoming best friends now, and I don't love it. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna get to work on the fish. Guys, this is chaos. I'm gonna get to work on the fish now for these fish tacos. So the first thing I need is the dry ingredients to do a little bit of a dredge. So in a shallow dish, I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And then for extra crunch, because you want a good crispy, crunchy coating, I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. That's gonna give it maximum crunchiness. The flour's gonna make it go golden brown though, which is a dream. So into the bowl we go. Season that up with some salt. You can, great job, Kyle. Nicely done. Really good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, one time Kyle Stevens was making dinner at his house and he was cooking up some fish and in the middle, he had the fish on the heat, it was on the stove, and he just was like, I think I'm gonna go shower.
Oh, it's really hot.
It was really hot. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sneak in there and save this
I
dinner.
also knew I had the secret weapon of Mary Berg.
That's true. He
don't
knew.
need to cook.
No, he's like, she's got this, she's got this. All right, I've got that dredge good to go. And then here I've got some haddock. Haddock is my favorite fish for any sort of fish taco, but you could use cod, you could do halibut, any sort of good fish that you like a firmer white fish as usual. Give that a little bit of a toss just to coat in that mixture. And this is that dry dredge that you're looking for. So you just want a little bit on the outside, mostly coated, and you're good to go. And then into there, we're going to make a batter. Now, I always do it in the same dish because I don't like wasting all of that flour and cornstarch. So into there, I'm going in with a little bit of baking powder just to give it some lift, just about half a teaspoon-ish. Pop that in. And then we need our good friend, beer, because we're hanging out with friends, so we've got him. All right. So you want to use a lighter flavored beer here, something like a lager or even a pilsner, and you just want about 1/3 of a cup. So we're gonna measure-ish 1/3 of a cup, but that was a terrible pour.
That was okay. That was
I
good.
am mortified right now. I'm just gonna still, you know what? I'm so mortified. You guys get to share that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
there you go. You have yours. Okay. Now they're gonna split their beer. I'm gonna add the rest into this beautiful batter. Wait, I might need more of that. Don't drink it all. Let me see. Give me a little squid. Ah! Actually, I'm good.
Okay.
Nailed it. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Now, this is a really, really easy batter. As you're mixing it, though, because of that cornstarch in there, it might get a little bit gloopy, but it's going to come together beautifully. But you want it thinner than you think you want it. Because basically, you want it to just slightly coat that beautiful fish, and you're going to be good to go. All right, that's looking good to me. So now we are going to fry this fish. And anytime you're making a good fish taco, you want it fried. You can bake it, but fried is the way to go in my house. So I have got some canola oil or any sort of neutral flavored oil here, heating over about medium heat. Basically, you're looking for, when you get a spoon and insert it in, little bubbles form. Do you see those little bubbles that are happening? That is some perfectly heated up oil. Can you see those? Yeah, you can see them. There you go. We're getting that shot. Look at that. That is some nice, beautiful oil. You're looking for about 350 degrees. So now I'm just gonna add that fish in. Just dredge it in that beautiful batter, just lightly coated, and then pop that in. And I just wanna fry this for about 2 minutes until golden and crispy. Now, while this fries, we're gonna take a break, but when we come back, we're gonna make some guac, Nikki's guac. We are back and we are celebrating friendship today. So I thought it'd be fun to bring 2 of my best buds to work today with me. We've got Nikki and Kyle. Now, Nikki and I get to work work together every day, which is an absolute delight. Kyle, we met in high school.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
Couple
thought
years ago.
just a few years ago, just like a year or two back. It's cool. But I would like to know. I'm actually very scared about this because I don't know what he's going to say. Do you have a story about us?
I'm glad I was able to think about this beforehand.
Okay.
Because the more I thought about it, the less I could pick something.
Yeah.
And it's just the little rituals of that long of friendship that are good. Of like, we used to just spend Friday nights sitting on the swings at the beach in Pickering.
Yeah, we did.
And then going to your place for dinner all the time. And just years and years of, oh, it's Tuesday night, we're going over for dinner.
Yeah.
Just doing that all the time. And nothing in particular. I think that's more important.
I agree. Oh my gosh, Kyle, that was so nice.
Don't make me cry on TV.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's really, really nice. What a delight. Okay, cool. Do you have anything? Oh, no, we're crying. Okay, cool. We got this. Kyle,
Yes,
I love you.
you too.
Okay, cool. So we are going, in honor of Kyle, he's gonna have a beer. That's his classic, yeah. We're getting emotional. We're gonna have a sip of beer. No, in honor of Kyle being here today, I wanted to make a recipe that I've made for him probably a gajillion times, and that is Kyle's fish tacos.
Yes.
In fact, in my mind, fish tacos and Kyle are synonymous. So before the break, I made some delicious crispy haddock, really, really delicious in a beer batter. I made a great slaw with the help of Kyle's, right, guys?
Good job.
Kyle Stevens tossed the salad very well. Very nice. It's so good. And then I'm gonna make a little bit of guacamole. I'm gonna call this Nikki's guacamole though, so you're not left out
All
of
right,
this
thank you so
recipe.
much.
Okay, we got Nikki's
I appreciate
guac.
that.
So I've got about 4 avocados here in a bowl that I've just kind of mashed up. Now I like my guacamole on the chunkier side, but feel free to mash it more. I usually just use a fork, but if you wanted to, you could use a potato masher, anything like that. If you like it really smooth, pop it in a blender, but to me, that's more of a crema, not what I'm looking for. Now into there, we're gonna season this up. Since we're all friends here, I'm gonna go in with raw garlic, and I'm gonna do 2 cloves.
I support that.
Are we in?
Yes.
Okay,
You're
guys,
absolutely in.
when you're sharing food with friends, you're allowed to have garlic breath,
Yeah,
in my
of course.
opinion. So we're gonna go in with maybe a clove, maybe 2 cloves of garlic. But don't worry, it's all good. Sorry, audience, when I come talk to you later, I'm gonna have garlic breath. All right, a little bit more just for good measure. I like the kind of spice that garlic gives, that raw, kind of punchy garlic flavor. But to pull back on that a little bit, I'm gonna add in the lime juice. That's also gonna help the guacamole not oxidize and get brown. But the lime juice is almost gonna like pickle the garlic a little bit, so it's not as punchy.
I love a pickle.
Yeah. At least that's what I'm telling everybody. Yeah. Don't worry, everybody gets a toothbrush when they leave my house too. Yeah. All right, add in that beautiful lime juice, maybe 1 to 2 limes. If you've got a good lime, you could get away with 1, but these ones are real duds.
The extra roll.
Yeah. The extra roll.
helpful.
It's key. I know. Actually, Kyle,
People don't
recently
do that.
you taught me a cooking trick.
I did.
The
That
pearl
felt
onions.
So good.
Yeah.
To be able to show you something about cooking.
Kyle makes a really good beef bourguignon. And what do you do?
So I take the pearl onions and boil them in water for like 30 seconds to a minute. And then, I cut the roots off first,
Yeah.
boil them in water, and then you just pop them right out.
Yeah.
After
Like the
they've been
peel
boiled.
comes off immediately. They just are like, bloop. It was honestly
you just-
blew my mind.
Cut the roots off and boil them.
I don't know why
Sneaky.
Kyle took this long to tell me this trick.
I
But
had to surprise you someday. with
honestly,
the-
I really appreciated it. All right, so I've added a little bit of salt in there as well. And in normal fashion, I would add in some cilantro, but Nikki's not a fan of cilantro, so we're not doing that. That's a cilantro no, dog.
It's a no for me.
It's a no. So that'll be on the side. But what about spice? How are we feeling about jalapeno?
Please.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in with, you could do half, maybe a full. We're going full. All right, give that a good mix in. And there you have it. This is a taco feast for the ages. We've got guac, we've got our slaw, we got our fish, everything you could need. You guys help yourselves to some of this. I'm gonna build one.
Please do.
Okay. I'm very excited. And again, like I said earlier, the meanest thing I do to my friends is make them eat on camera. It is the most uncomfortable way to eat food. But you just have to commit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, going for sour cream.
Stealing your
He's going in for
food.
sour
Oh, yeah.
cream. Okay, I'm going in for some fish.
Sour cream, me too.
I'm gonna pop it on. You guys, it's TV eating. You gotta go
I know,
fast.
I know.
Yeah.
You've seen me make a sandwich.
I have. Kyle Stevens one time took, I'm not lying, 2 hours to eat a sandwich. I timed it because it was so wild. Okay, shall we dig in?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Cheers to friendship, you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks so much for coming today. Okay. What a delight. We gotta take a break. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.